The 10 things that you have to give up to have a full and fulfilling life. Letting the opinions of others control your life. You know a little bit about me. Bob stood up here and he told you about me. I'm a skydiver, I'm a pilot, I'm a scuba diver, I've climbed mountains, I was a slalom and a downhill skier, all that kind of stuff. All of those details about my life. And you know those things about me now because Bob told you. Do you know me? Do you know anything about me? Probably not. Do you know that I beat cancer 17 years ago and I'm still cancer-free? See, that made me who I am today. That changed my life. That created an inner belief system that tells me who I am today. Do you know that when I was 19 years old, I held my best friend in my arms while he died because he was hit by shrapnel from a rocket attack when I was in Vietnam at 19 years old, and he was my best friend, and he died while I held him. And I had other friends die during that time. I've had other friends die since then. But nothing affected me the way he did because he was my best friend. Robert Wonder, wonderful guy, but he died in my arms. That changed me. You don't know that my wife and I were skiing in Italy. Madonna di Campiglio, very large mountain, 11,000 feet in northern Italy, in the Italian Alps. We get to the top of the ski lift. When you get off the ski lift, you have to turn left and kind of head back over so you go down the slopes. And about the time we get off the chair, some little kid cuts my wife off. And he just bumps her, and she gets behind her skis, no control, and she heads for the side. Scares me to death. As fast as I could, I kicked my skis off, and I ran as hard as I could to where she went over, along with a few other guys. And I saw a slope, 70-degree slope, and it was 2,000 feet to the bottom. If she had gone over, we would not have recovered her body until spring. But the snow fence, even though it was a 12-foot-high snow fence, they had 11 feet of snow that had packed down. And the snow fence caught her skis, and she's hanging there as we tried to pull her out of the snow fence and bring her back up. Now, we hadn't been married very long. She was the love of my life. I almost lost her. What do you think that did to me? You think that changed me? You think that changed my self-perception? So I am not going to let your opinion of me, no matter what you think of me, color what I think of myself. And if I'm going to have a full and fulfilling life, what is far more important than what you think of me is what I think of me. And I am today who I am because of those things that happened in my life. And the same thing is true with every one of you. Every one of you has had something happen in your life that has made you the person you are. You have to let the opinions of other people stop controlling your life if they do. It's one of the steps. You have to let the shame of past failures go. Let them go. In 2003, I was a club manager in South Carolina. Looking around the room, I was hoping that my assistant manager was here. I had hired her, and she took my job when they fired me. They fired me. I had been on the job for 1 year. They gave me a pay raise just 10 days earlier and told me what a great job I was doing, and they fired me. And you talk about being shamed and being upset and being angry and being scared and all the things that go along with it. Excuse me, I'm going to talk, but I'm going to have to open a cough drop because my voice is starting to get a little bit rough. The shame was terrible. I didn't want to tell anybody about it. I didn't want to tell neighbors. I didn't want to tell family. And I decided I had a choice. I could live with that shame, hide it, stick my tail between my legs, and go on to try to find a better way to do something else. Instead, I wrote my first seminar, Congratulations, You're Fired. Some of you may have seen it. It is all about that exactly what happened to me. I've performed that thing hundreds of times, and I like it. It's a good seminar. It teaches people how to overcome the situation that they're living with when they get fired. But that shame that I had, I could have let it eat at me. I could have let it make a difference in my life. I refuse to do that. You can't let that shame anything that's happened to you, any of your failures in life, you can't let them hold you back. You have to move through that. You have to move forward if you're going to have that full and fulfilling life.